Now let's adjust the background color and the spacing between each list items. So we are now getting back to our project, and as we have mentioned that these list items, apple, mango, banana, etc., those are within this particular unordered list which is inside this menu holder selector name. So that is why we will be getting back to our project and we will be customizing UL list item. Now here inside we are providing this background and we are providing a white color. So what will be the situation if we put this background color into a white one? Let's get back to our project and reload, and we can see that this will be the output. Now we haven't provided any kind of margin or padding here, and that is why all of them seem to be a perfect rectangle of white color. That is why we'll be getting back to our project, and here in case if we provide a margin top of 10 pixels, and if we get back to our project and reload, we can see that this will be the output. That means we have provided a margin top of 10 pixels for each individual list item, and that is why they are executing such, and this will be the output so far. What if we now provide a particular padding of 10 pixels? And again, box sizing, this is a very important factor if we want to put them into its proper place. There it goes. Reload, and we can see that this will be the exact result. So we can see that due to usage of this particular command box sizing, we do not need to adjust any kind of width of these particular list items. Now let's put another thing. What if we want to change this list style images here? Instead of these bulleted formats, there will be a customized image into these particular places where these squares are now being represented. So that is why if we get back to our project, and we can see that we have created a list style square. Now here we will be creating a list style image. This is the URL. Now in this respect, we have created an images folder inside which we have created an arrow icon. This is a created arrow image over here. So we'll be using this image. So once again, this is the folder which is practically containing this particular image of arrow. So that is why we will be specifying this here. If we now press Ctrl S, get back to our project and reload, and we can see that we have successfully customized our list styles here. We have put a proper arrow image inside these particular list items, and instead of some default bulleted list formats, we can see that we can now customize these particular list items here. And on the other hand, if we adjust our margin left here, get back to your project and reload, and if you adjust it, you can see that all of them are now visible prominently. So we can successfully change the bulleted list format of a particular list item inside your HTML page. Now what if we do not wish to use nothing at all? No default list style formats here will be visible, but instead this image will be appearing in the extreme right, and we want to customize them by keeping these images in the extreme right part of your list item. So what will be the result in that particular case? If we now get back to our project, and another thing, we can see that here are two dots over here. We can see that in case of presenting these images, we have created here two dots followed by the folder name, followed by the image name and the extension of the image. So what is the significance? This image, it is practically residing within this particular images folder. That means this is an outsider source that we need to mention. So that is why we represented them in this manner. So we can see that we can customize all those things. We can customize these bulleted list formats over here. Now in this particular case, we don't need this. Instead, we'll be copying this URL we'll be removing this particular syntax from here, and we will be providing here a background. So what is the background here? The background is the URL first. We have already copied a particular thing from there, so we will be pasting it here, and we have already provided a background. We'll be removing this particular background syntax from here, as we have used another background in this case. Another thing, if we put both this background together, then the second background condition, this will be in activation. This will be nullified in that particular case, because we have used another similar background property here. So that is why the top one, the previous one, will be nullified and the last one will be in activation. Now we are removing this particular background syntax from here and we'll be using it. In the first case, all we are now going to do, we are going to save it and we will just observe the output. What is the output in this proper case? Reload, and you can see that this will be the output. It is practically repeating itself. So all we are now going to do, we are using this particular syntax of no repeat. And as I have told you previously that we want to appear all those icons in the extreme right position. So that is why we will use this syntax right. On the other hand, in the same occasion, all we wanted is to put a background color of white in this particular list items. Those are appearing over here individually. So that is why we will be using this particular white color here. Now press Ctrl S, get back to your project and reload, and you can see that it is now in activation. We have successfully inserted a particular image inside our list items and appearing into the extreme left or right position in this particular case. And instead, if we do not wish to use any kind of list style which is being used as a default in case of CSS, then all we need to do, we need to get back to our project, and here instead of this list style square, we will be now providing list style none. Press Ctrl S, get back to your project, reload. Now we can see that the list style is now removed and instead there is a particular image icon which is appearing along with this individual list items that we can see over here. So this is how we can change these bulleted list style formats. We can practically use our bulleted list style format. We can customize it, or in case if we do not wish to have any list style format at all, then all we can do, we can strictly nullify them. We can avoid using these bulleted list formats. Instead, we can use this particular image over here. So this is how we can customize it up to this far. So this is a perfect example of a vertical list item, and in the next one we will be observing how to create horizontal list items appearing sidewise, and we can use them as our menu item.